Happy Litha, happy summer solstice. We are officially welcoming the change in season, even though most of us have probably been feeling this for a while now. Summer weather, summer food starting to ripen outside. The garden's starting to gift us in really big ways. I was feeling super stressed out that my squash aren't being fertilized by the bees. And then I sat down to film, and there was that sweet little bee. Now, unfortunately, this plant only has male flowers so far, so there's nothing to actually fertilize. The male flowers have this stem like this, and the female flowers have the flower attached to the fruit. And the bee comes along and gets the pollen out of the male flower, and then dips into the female flower, and that's how the fruit gets fertilized. And I have a problem with growing squash. I know that most people joke that they grow so much zucchini they have to give it away. I don't have that problem. I plant so many plants just to hopefully get some zucchini, and I have yet to be able to grow a yellow summer squash. So fingers crossed, but what I can also do is do a little pollination. Take a little paintbrush, put it in the male flower, and then put it in the female flower. The trick is you have to be incredibly on it. Like, you've got to be paying attention to when that female little fruit starts to appear and then get that pollen in there. So that'll kind of be my task over the next few days, is just paying really good attention to that, as well as trying to combat cucumber beetles. So coming out really, really early and picking off those cucumber beetles. I plant borage and flowers. We have like an incredible amount of pollination ability. We have a community garden that is literally right behind us with a couple of hives, and it's just, over the last few years, there has been a decline. And I live in a neighborhood where we are the only people who don't use chemical on our lawn. We don't use a lawn service that puts down stuff. Now, I know most people don't even realize what they're doing when they're having their lawns done. But when you look at our yard and you look at other yards in the neighborhood, it's very apparent that we are not using chemicals. When you walk by a yard and it has that little flag in it that says, don't have your kids or your dogs walk on this yard because it's just been treated, that's basically cancer on your yard, poison on your yard. That will go into our plants, our water, our air, our skin. It's toxic. And all for the need to have green grass that looks like some picture on Pinterest. So it's something to really think about on summer solstice, is how am I contributing unknowingly to the destruction of this earth, right? And yeah, that's heavy, but it's true. We are unconsciously supporting practices that are destroying our earth. And you can so easily see people say, it doesn't matter, I just want my green grass, over the health of the planet, over the health of my children, over the health of my animals, over the health of myself. It doesn't matter. I just want green grass. I'll irrigate it, I'll water it, I'll fertilize it, I'll put weed killer on it, I'll put other toxins on it, poisons that I can't even pronounce or list, all known to cause cancers, all known to destroy this planet, all known to kill the pollinators. And then I'll buy GMO food. I won't care how contaminated and poisoned my strawberries are coming from the store. I'll just buy it because that's what people do. And I would say on this solstice, this is a chance to really evaluate, where are you making unconscious decisions because it's just right there in front of you because somebody else does it, right? The fact that I am worried that I don't have enough bees in my garden to pollinate my food is terrifying. It's terrifying. I am surrounded by toxins. I have my garden and it is as organic as it possibly can be, but it can't be fully because of what I am surrounded with, because of the homes I am surrounded with, because of the land I am surrounded with. And eventually, yes, we will get somewhere else, but not everybody can. And right now we can't. So what if you're in the city? What if you're somewhere where all you have is a little bit of space, right? And all around you, people are making these unconscious decisions and don't realize what they're doing. So the best thing we can do is just be the example, lead by example. Tell people when they ask, why do you have clovers in your yard? I have clovers in my yard because I don't put poison on my lawn. I have clovers in my yard because I want to feed the bees. I have clovers in my yard because it matters. I say it all the time, because it matters, because it matters. So we were in the car yesterday and I was saying that I probably will live out the rest of my life without being an organized person. And my daughter was like, no, you're organized, like, and then she like stops mid-sentence and nobody says anything and she's like, okay, you're probably right. And it's true. I am not a very organized person. I don't plan. Even if I plan, I don't stick to a plan. Making a plan makes me change the plan instantly. I heard a great quote in the book I'm reading. I think it's called An Island Without Trees or A Border Without Trees. I can't remember. Listening to this bee is just bringing me such joy. She says in there, I'm too much of a rebel to be a good mother, but I'm too motherly to be a good rebel. And I kind of feel that way about my life, about anything. And especially the rebel part and the mother part. And I was thinking, I have spent, so I'll be 48 in September, I have spent my life feeling like I'm not religious enough, I'm not spiritual enough, I'm not witch enough, I'm not priestess enough, I'm not, woo-woo enough, educated enough, I'm not smart enough. You just fill in the blank, right, of whatever you want to put there. And that is exactly how I've always felt. That I never fit in. I'll never be like this thing. I'll never have this thing. And I've basically worked with women, I think, over my 13-year career who feel pretty much the same thing. I'll never find that thing I want to do. I'll never be able to stick to something. I'll never be able to focus. Or I get so many ideas that I'm just like, I have this and I have this and I have this and I have this. And it's like, where do we fit in? Where do we fit in? And so sometimes when a solstice is coming, there are years where I just totally forget the solstice, don't even do anything, even though it's really important to me. And there are other years where I do something really special, like have a gathering, do really special things. There's no consistency. I'm very inconsistent. And there's a lot of pressure we put on ourselves to show up in a certain way. And I think, if anything, that this garden has given me is that all you have to do is walk inside, open the doors, open the gate, walk inside, and you will be greeted by whatever is next. The peas need to be picked. The grass needs to be pulled away from the onions. The tomatoes need pruning. The beans need to be planted. Whatever's next, it's right there in front of you. And you can't be wrong. Maybe my zucchini plants don't produce a lot of fruit, but I'm planting them, I'm learning, I'm trying, I'm offering that food for the bees. I'm, keeping watch over them. And in the garden, you can't not fit in. You can't be wrong. You can't, organization. Yes, there are gardeners who are so organized and so planned out, but there are people like me who live in a great deal of chaos and spontaneity and changing our mind all the time. I've moved this garden around so many times. And we make beautiful garden spaces too. We create a lot of food. We make beauty, and we create these outside spaces filled with joy and beauty. Finally, at this age in my life, the pressure is off. I thought, well, if I could just have a zucchini for summer solstice, I would be thrilled. I'm not getting a zucchini for summer solstice, but I will have peas. I will have so many peas. And I have lettuce, and I have greens, and I have the ability to just come out here and put my hands in the dirt, get dirty, feel the earth, feel the joy, watch the bees that are swarming around my peas right now, and just call in this reverence for the earth, for our planet, for my soil, for this land. And I can pray that the more we talk about our choices, the more we say, hey, there's another way. You don't have to put poison in your yards. You don't have to consume poison on your foods. You have a choice. You have a choice, and you can be consciously making that choice. And so if anything for summer solstice, this is what I would ask of you, is just to look deeper into your heart and notice, where are you making unconscious choices? And where could you educate yourself just a little bit so that you too could contribute to the beauty, to the reverence, to the healing of this planet, to the healing of the soil, to the healing of the land? What could you do? And all you have to do is step outside and find that next thing, that thing that's right in front of you. That one next thing, because that thing matters. That thing matters. Happy solstice. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you.